everyone, my name is Samantha Morales and I have a very special PSA for you today. And it's to remind you to engage in your civic duties. There are three main ways that you can engage in your civic duties and really make a difference in society. The first one is through general engagement, the second one is by voting, and the last one is by running for office. So today we'll go over all three of those things, and by the end of it, I hope that you are really motivated to get involved in your community. So, the first way that you can get involved through general engagement is by becoming educated and going to your city council meetings. These are open to the public, and this is something that anybody, no matter what age you are, no matter what your level of education is, no matter what you do for a living or anything that you've had in the past, you can go and get involved at your city council meetings. And here in El Paso, Texas, they happen at 300 North Campbell Street at noon, and you can go in and give a public comment and listen to what your city representatives are saying and just become educated, ask questions, and listen to the issues that they're talking about. All right, and the next way that you can involve yourself in the community is by writing to your elected officials. You can write a letter, you can write an email, you can go and call them, you can go to their offices, just get directly in contact with your elected officials. In El Paso, our representatives are Mayor Oscar Leeser, Congresswoman Veronica Escobar, and our Senator Cesar Blanco. And as a former congressional intern myself, I can genuinely say that your elected officials want to hear what you have to say. They want to hear what issues they can help you fix. They want to hear any ideas that you have. And this is why one of the main things that you can do is reach out to them, because they won't know what issues you care about unless you tell them. Okay, the next step that you can engage in your community with your civic duties is voting. Vote, vote, vote. Vote in your local, state, and national elections, because it is very important that you make your voice heard. But the difference between general engagement and voting is that voting actually does have some requirements that you need to meet before you can actually vote. The first one is to vote, you have to be a United States citizen or a naturalized citizen. The next one, you have to be at least 18 years old on the day of voting. And the last one is, you couldn't have had any run-ins with the law, meaning you can't have a felony hanging out your back pocket. But once you've met all of these criteria and you fill out your voter registration card and you get it in the mail, you'll be able to vote. But a big question that a lot of people ask themselves is, where do you vote? So voting usually takes place at public locations, such as public schools, public libraries, or convention centers. Here in El Paso, you can actually download an app and it can tell you where voting is nearest to you. And you can go ahead, show up, and bring all of the materials that you need, which is actually the next step that we're going to talk about. There we go. So you do need to bring a couple of forms of identification. Well, specifically one, sorry about that. You need to bring one form of identification so that way you can be able to vote. And there are 7 main ones that you can bring. The first one, you can bring a driver's license. The second one is a Texas personal ID card. The third is an election ID certificate. The fourth is a U.S. military ID card. The fifth one is a Texas handgun license. The sixth one is a U.S. citizenship card with a photo. And the last one that you could bring, and it be an acceptable form of identification, is a US passport, either your book or your card. And you just show this, and you verify that you are who you say you are, and you'll be allowed to vote. Here we go. And the process of voting is very intricate. So you enter your voter card into the machine, and you'll make your selections, and the machine will ask you to confirm all of your selections at the end of your voting. And once you've done so, you'll see a confirmation screen, and you'll see an American flag, and that'll be it. You'll just have voted, so congratulations for doing that. And the people who are very generous and very helpful at these voting sites will then give you a sticker that says, "I voted." And you should wear that proudly, because it really is an honor and a privilege to vote in our community. Okay, so the next way that you can engage in your society, in your community, is to run for office. Volunteer, put your name in the hat, and run for office. Campaign about the issues that you care about, research them, find out what the people in your community care about, what they need, and enter into the political arena. This is one of the highest ways that you can serve in your community, and to ensure that the issues that you care about, that the people that you care about, that your voices are heard. So go ahead, volunteer as tribute, and make a difference in your community. There we go. So to sum it up, today we talked about 3 main ways that you can engage in your society to have your civic duties fulfilled. The first one is through general engagement. As a reminder, these are things that anybody, no matter what age you are, no matter who you are, you can engage in your civic duties through general engagement. And that can mean going to your city council meetings and becoming educated about the issues that are involved in your community, or writing to your representatives and telling them directly what you want to see. The next way is by voting. So yes, you can register to vote, you can make your selections. It's a pretty easy process. Once you get it done the first time, it'll just become very, very normal to you, and it'll be able to be passed down through your family as well. But go ahead and vote. Make sure to bring your identification cards, whichever one they are, and sign up, make your selections, and make your voice heard. And the last way is a pretty big step, but run for office. Research about the issues that you care about, research for your constituents and the people around you, and serve your community in the best way that you can. But to move on, here's why it's important to engage in your civic duties. The first thing, government officials cannot know how they can help you if you don't tell them. In most countries, communicating with your government officials is a privilege. In the United States, it's one of our main rights. And some examples of engaging in your civic duties and how it has made a difference in the world are women's suffrage, civil rights in the United States and other countries like South America, South Africa, and India, and general hot topics, whether it be healthcare for all or women's healthcare, racial and class tensions, environmental safety, and so much more. There we go. And that's all that I have for you all today. Make sure to go out into your community, really try and make a difference, get educated, and stand up for what you believe in. It's your right. There we go. It's a special thank you as well to the University of Texas at El Paso, specifically the Learning Studio, GAIA, my friend Allison Rivera, my grandmother Stephanie Morales, and the University of Texas at El Paso. Thank you.